We've been talking about it for years, but as more time passes, the closer we get to the MCU's X-Men reboot, so of course we have to talk about the GOAT, Wolverine, and how Taron Egerton, my boy, should play him. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise, I'm John, and fan casting is a tricky thing, because when you fan cast an actor you want in a role so much and it doesn't happen to the extent that you want, you become a little unhappy, and that's how I was with John Krasinski's Reed Richards. I'm happy that I saw it happen, but the way it ended, not thrilled about it, and I still have PTSD to this day. That was a dream come true, and then my heart got crushed, so yeah, I'm still working through it, but the casting of Pedro Pascal helps. He's a fantastic actor, while a little on the older side. He's gonna crush that role. So that was Mr. Fantastic, who's in my top 10 favorite superheroes of all time, but then you have Wolverine, who is in my top 5 favorite superheroes of all time. I adore Wolverine. I have such a sense of ownership over the character. One of the very first superhero movies I ever watched that influenced me was X-Men 2000, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine means everything to me. To see him appear in all these X-Men projects over the years and to see his character arc flourish was a treat, and when Logan wrapped up, it was just such an appropriate send-off for this character. Now, of course, we have Deadpool and Wolverine, which shows the triumphant return of Hugh Jackman in this role, and I could not be more excited to see him team up with Deadpool and to have an overall goodbye to the Fox franchise, which I was following since I was a little kid. Is Hugh Jackman way too tall for the role? Yes, objectively. Did they skimp on a lot of the comic booky stuff that I love about Wolverine? Yeah. But is Hugh Jackman still my definitive Wolverine? Hell yeah. But inevitably, sooner rather than later, we're gonna get a new Wolverine, a new X-Men. I can't wait to get more comic booky elements to this franchise. And if X-Men 97 is any indication of where they're going in a very, very bright, good direction. The next Wolverine has incredibly massive shoes to fill. We were truly lucky to have such a versatile, talented actor in this role for years upon years, and we need this again. My backup pick is Milo Gibson. I really like him for this role, but the clear choice to me to pass on the mantle to is, of course, Taron Egerton. First things first, he's an incredibly versatile actor like Hugh. He starred in Blackbird, which is essentially his audition, Kingsman, Tetris, Rocketman, of course. He's jumped all around, and he's gaining experience as a result. When you get someone like Taron, this casting would not be a downgrade to Hugh. It will be a nice balance and leveling of it. Then, of course, the elephant in the room is that they both starred in Eddie the Eagle, which is a fantastic film in its own right. I love that film, and it really would be like a passing of the torch. Hugh has publicly signed off on this idea. You know, he made a little quip, a little jab, but all in good fun, and he clearly sees why people want him for Wolverine, and he agrees. I really hope and would want Hugh Jackman to talk to Kevin Feige and just throw Taron's name in the ring just to back him up to be a champion for him. What's also funny is that the naysayers that don't want this casting have the very same complaints of when Hugh was cast. Oh my god, this Broadway stage actor, pretty boy, song and dance man. No, what are we doing? That's not Wolverine. It would literally be poetic history repeating itself. As we've addressed, Hugh Jackman was too tall for the role, but Taron Egerton stands at a nice 5'9". Height is an incredibly crucial aspect to the character that we haven't seen before in live action. You need to get a shorter actor because even though Wolverine's small and short, he will still fuck you up, bro. He is a monster. He is an animal. And it's completely unrealistic to think Marvel's gonna get a 5'4" actor like he really is in the comics, but getting a shorter actor like Taron, and then getting taller actors for Cyclops and Jean Grey, you know, that would work nicely. Cause with general audiences and normies, they know Wolverine as the tall, handsome, but furious and angry monster. You know, you can't stray too far away from that, because if you actually go 5'4" ugly guy for Wolverine, it'll throw him completely off. They'll be like, what? This is not Hugh Jackman. This is not what I know. Hugh Jackman set the standard. There are just some aspects that you're gonna have to naturally carry into the new Wolverine. For example, Blade in the comics is actually English. He was born in London. But you see in the MCU, they're not doing that because Wesley Snipes' version was so definitive that they're carrying the aspects that people love into that. So for Wolverine, you have to cast this good-looking, charismatic lead that can play the gruff, the angry, who's short but not too short, and I think Taron Egerton has that perfect balance.
You know what it is? You look more like the Wolverine in the comics. That's what people
maybe,
are latching on to.
I don't know. Maybe.
You're not Canadian,
I think that one's a few years away. I know that Kevin has spoken publicly about that being a few years away, and who knows? Maybe in a few years I'll look rough enough for it. But.
Perfect. perfect.
I want to see my GOAT Wolverine leap from trees, roll around, be super athletic and play into the martial arts and all the things I love about comic booky Wolverine. And Taron can definitely do that. Next, Taron Egerton is 34, he's mid-30s, and as he continues to age, he visually looks more like Wolverine, so time really is on his side. If the MCU's X-Men is introduced after Secret Wars, Taron Egerton is just gonna look the part even more. Finally, in multiple interviews, and I've seen all the interviews where he talks about Wolverine, he's hesitant but open-minded about playing Logan, because in his mind, he's like, I'm not Hugh Jackman, I'm not that guy.
Because look, I've always said, I don't know if I'm the right guy to play that part. I was with Hugh yesterday, briefly, who played the role originally, and we're such different vibes. I don't know if I would be the right person to follow him.
But that's exactly why he should follow Hugh Jackman. That's exactly why he's the perfect Wolverine, because you don't want to copy Hugh Jackman. You want to give yourself to this role. You want to provide your own flair to it. You want to surprise us. You want to keep us on our toes. We want a new Wolverine, a new take on it. And Taron in his quotes is saying, I'm not Hugh Jackman. I'm my own guy. I would do a different thing with Wolverine. Good. We want that. That's what's best for the character. So I was how I was with John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I felt very strongly about it, but now with Wolverine, bro, I'm bringing times 10 energy. Taron should absolutely be the guy. There's no other clearer choice. Of course, I'm not a casting director, and whoever they do end up picking for Wolverine, I will show my love and my support, but when I list off all these reasons, man, Taron is the guy you want. Wolverine's gonna be a huge central character for the MCU for the next 10-15 years. You need someone with that power, and boy does Taron have it. If I hear that is not even considered for the role, I will consider that a huge fumble, like never before. I can't wait to see all these fun cameos and variants of Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, but I'm counting on Taron not being there. Cause in my head, if he's not there, then that tells me that Marvel Studios is seriously considering him for the main role in the MCU, not just some multiverse variant. So I need that to happen. Please, I can't lose this one too. So that is why Taron Egerton is the perfect guy for the MCU Wolverine. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about Taron Egerton taking on this role? Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.